Galnet News Digest Review of the Year 3307. In the first 4 episodes of this review, we've talked about azimuth biochemicals and salvation, about the Marlinist colonies and about the NMLA, about Admiral Vincent and Jupiter Rochester being locked away for attempting to assassinate President Halsey, and about the Sirius Corporation expanding its influence. In this final episode, we look at where the galaxy might be headed next year. It seems certain that Salvation will attempt a major strike against the Thargoids in 3308. He's fired his super weapon 4 times, in each case clearing out an entire system. If he intends to deal with the Thargoids once and for all, what has he planned? Something to do the same, but on a galactic scale? Ironically, as 3307 draws to a close, the year-long invasion by Thargoids seems to be ending. Most of the attack stations have been repaired, and Thargoids seem to be little more than a minor nuisance. Admiral Aidan Tanner is under arrest for his unauthorised and unsuccessful attempt to find out what Salvation was up to. His one-time colleague, Professor Albert Tesreau of the Achenar Research Council, and for 4 years the head of research at Aegis, may have better luck. She's currently working with Guardian technology specialist Ram Tar to reverse engineer Salvation's technology, and they plan to reveal details in the hope that it will sway galactic opinion against Salvation. Salvation says he's a scientist, but has gone to extraordinary lengths to conceal his true identity. Some believe he may be the artificial intelligence that the ancient alien race, the Guardians, developed to fight off the Thargoids millions of years ago, and which subsequently eliminated the Guardians. We've heard little about the Guardians and their AI for several years, so there may be some credibility to this theory. Others believe that he may be someone who worked for Azimuth Biochemicals 4 years ago when they were trying to learn how to get humans to fly a Thargoid scout. Other suggestions are that he may be a disaffected member of Aegis, or that he might be one of the engineers. Will he finally be unmasked in 3308? For that matter, who is the Witch? The person sponsoring the Azimuth work in 3303. She, if it is a she, has seemingly vanished, her identity entirely unknown. The Neo-Marlinists seem to have been defeated once and for all, but there are plenty of conspiracy theorists who believe that Theta 7 faked his suicide. He's seen on video detonating the megaship Sacrosanct, but who's to know if he was really on board at the time? Emperor Arissa remains in hiding from the NMLA, even though they've apparently been defeated. The last time she was seen in public was in September 3306, when she spoke at the funeral of Prince Harold Duval. Everything she's done since then, every word she's passed down, has been through her Chancellor, Anders Blaine. Is the Emperor well? Is she even still alive? Until she once again appears in public, we can't be sure. What we can be sure of is that should she die, then Hadrian Duval and his son Hector Mordanticus are likely to get a fair bit of support as her successor from the more traditional senators of the Empire. Their main competitor for the role, anti-slavery activist Princess Aisling, would be a bit of a problem as Emperor of a society built almost entirely on indentured labour. In other Imperial news, will the split between Senator Ximena Torval and Mustopolis Mining have a lasting impact? Will the revivified corpse of the 130-year-old Torval be content with amassing even more wealth using her army of slaves and a broad commercial network? Or will she use a substantial military fleet to make her mark on the galaxy? She's one of the people least likely to support a future Emperor Aisling. For the Federation, will Fleet Admiral Vincent and ex-Core Dynamics CEO Jupiter Rochester, who are both being held in solitary confinement, Rochester, without even having had a fair trial, get to spill the beans on what they know? Or are they really being looked after by a cabal more powerful than even the Federation? Will Hudson's part in the assassination attempt on his predecessor ever become public? The campaign by a brewer corporation to establish a chain of megaships along a route between the Bubble and Colonia was a huge success in 3307. Brewer hopes to build on this, making tritium more widely available at the megaships and establishing starports with shipyards and fleet management facilities along the route. This opens up the possibility of commanders being permanently based in these starports along the Colonia Bridge, living the frontier lifestyle, possibly thousands of light years from the next starport. This initiative, which is expected to start in less than 2 weeks, will also give commanders another chance to earn a range of pre-engineered frameshift drives that are better than anything Farseer or Martok will do for the ordinary commander. 3307 was the year we got to meet the Dredger Clans for the first time. The Scriveners seem harmless enough. They've been wandering the galaxy collecting knowledge for more than 200 years, knowledge that they're not willing to share. The Blue Viper Club, Archon Delane's new best friends, seem to be more piratical in nature, allegedly crushing and recycling manned and operational ships if they can. And the Phagos Dredger Clan, which we only know about through legends and through the incomplete report of a soldier at Holloway Bioscience Research Facility 15, are believed to be cannibals, munching their way round the galaxy one victim at a time. Will we see these Dredger Clans again? Or will we get to meet other, equally fascinating clans in 3308? During 3307, some commanders were granted permits to get out of their ships on a limited number of planets, away from the main population centres, to visit settlements and undertake missions on foot that often seem to involve shooting people. The people who do all this shooting have been heard to mention that it might be nice if some aliens chose to invade on foot, something that would give a little more variety in the choice of targets. Commanders more interested in exploration than killing get to wander around looking for vegetables and shooting these instead, using a special knowledge gun. All they've ever found so far have been things rooted to the spot. When will we get to see space rabbits? The two-seater Scorpion surface vehicle was the first new vessel of any kind made available to buy since probably the launch of fleet carriers, and only the second model of surface vehicle that can be carried around in ships. Is this the first sign of a renaissance in the design of new vehicles? Will that fabled Panther Clipper, the only ship that actually requires a 4-person crew, finally get the go-ahead for commercial release? There's little we can say for certain about 3308. We know that fleet carriers will soon come equipped with a viewing lounge, so we can all sit with a bucket of popcorn and something sickly sweet in a paper cup and watch the transition from one system to the next. The rest of the year is largely a tabula rasa, a blank sheet. Will it be as interesting a year as 3307? We'll have to wait and see. For now, here are some New Year fireworks, courtesy of that lovable art thief, the Winking Cat.